Hello everybody. So today in front of me I got two popular one cup coffee machines. Well, maybe one popular one. This one is not so popular in North America anymore, and I'm going to kind of get into why. But at the same time, I'm also going to explain why I've decided now to come back to this machine and put away this one. So basically what I have here is a Keurig one cup brewing machine, which is probably one of the most popular ones in North America right now, next to the Nespresso, which is more of an espresso based one cup machine. This one makes drip coffee, and it comes with just hundreds of varieties of coffee. All kinds of companies make coffee for this. This over here is the Tassimo one cup coffee machine. This one also came out quite a few years ago in North America. This one works quite differently because this one uses T-discs, where this uses K-cups. The T-discs read from a barcode, and then the barcode gives almost like a little computer inside here the instructions of how to make the machine. How to make the coffee. Basically what happened was, years ago, I'm a coffee connoisseur, and I've been, on average drinking 5-6 cups of coffee a day for years now. And like a lot of people, I was always drinking through a traditional drip coffee machine. So I would have a pot, I'd put the water in the machine, put my ground coffee in a filter and let it drip. And for the most part I was happy, it made good coffee. But I decided to go with trying one of these one cup machines when the Tassimo was introduced in North America quite a few years ago now. I believe it was in Europe before it even came here. And try it out. And then at the time I bought it, there was a large variety of these T-discs that were available for this machine from some pretty good coffee distributors like Starbucks, Seattle's Best, some of the really good European brands that I like Jacobs, what else there was, Kenco from the UK, and a couple of other brands that are just slipping my mind right now. But there was a lot of coffee variety for this. So I went on the Tassimo website. I used to, like every couple of months, order a large amount of coffee to get delivered to my house, and I was pretty happy with this. I kind of put away the drip coffee machine and totally focused on this. But then after a few years, it's Kraft Foods that owns this, Kraft International, and something went on with Kraft where they split up into two different types of companies, two different groups. I don't know the whole particulars behind that, but I feel around that time it affected the distribution of the coffee that you could get for this machine here in North America, at least in Canada. So it became less and less that I was able to get the type of coffee that I like from here. Starbucks dropped support for this, so they no longer made the T-disc for this machine. A lot of the European brands that I used to like to get, like Jacobs and Kenco, were no longer available in Canada unless you order them from overseas, and the cost was just astronomical to have them shipped to you. The shipping cost would cost more than the coffee. So what was really reduced in Canada here, you really reduced to just like a handful of just brands that just started becoming boring, like Nabog, Maxwell House, and I think I can't remember the other brands, but there was just a very few brands that you were able to get for this machine, and it really started losing popularity. Even the website, the Tassimo website, where you could order the coffee, it just seemed to stop functioning, where you couldn't order coffee off them anymore. So it's almost like this. It's almost like they gave up on themselves, and they just didn't put the effort into marketing this machine, at least in Canada anyway. I believe it still does well in the UK and other parts of Europe. Whereas the Keurig, it just blew up. This became like probably the most popular one cup coffee machine in North America, especially in the US, in Canada as well. And the variety of coffee that's available for this is just incredible. I mean, everything from Starbucks to Timothy's to just like any, in the States, Dunkin' Donuts, a lot of the European coffees too, like Lavazza, Ely, just all kinds. Even private brands that were coming out making K-cups for this, for Keurig. So this really took off. Now the problem with this is it just does your basic drip coffee. And when it got harder to order coffee for this and get coffee for this, the brands that I liked, I decided to try this one out. So I jumped over to the Keurig, and I started buying. It's so easy to buy the K-cups for this, all the different varieties. And initially I was using both of them. And initially I remember thinking that this tastes kind of weak compared to this. But then I just stopped buying the tea disc for this just because it was just so hard to get the ones that I like. And there were so many brands available for this. I just focused on getting the coffee for this machine here, and I just got used to it. And over the years, this has been my go-to machine. When I want an espresso-based drink like macchiato or latte or cappuccino, then I use a dedicated espresso machine, which I have behind me. But for the most part, convenience-wise, you can't beat this. You put your K-cup in, you turn the machine on, and in a couple of less than a minute, it brews. So this was my go-to machine for many, many years. But then, a couple of months back, over the Christmas holidays, I decided to do something a little different again. I pulled out my old Tassimo machine. This is my original Tassimo machine that I purchased many years ago. Never had to replace it. It's never had an issue. Whereas Keurigs I've had to replace a couple of times already. They break. So I started using this again, and I found different online sources where you can start ordering the tea discs, especially the European ones that I like, and they'll come delivered to your house. Some of them a little costly, some of them not too bad. So over the Christmas holidays I did that. I just started ordering some of the European brand coffees I liked again, and experimenting with some of the lattes and espresso-based drinks that this can also make, that the Keurig can't. And once I started drinking the coffee from here, I immediately realized why I fell in love with this machine in the first place. And now why I've made the decision to go back to using the Tassimo again and ditching the Keurig machine. I'm going to pack up the Keurig machine and put it away. Because this makes a much better quality coffee. It's just richer, fuller, it seems to extract the coffee better than what the Keurig does. The Keurig just tastes to me like a weak, kind of watered down version of drip coffee. Whereas this, it's almost like a mix between using a drip machine and an espresso machine. Because again, this can actually do espresso-based drinks as well, like cappuccino, latte, macchiato, even espresso shots. I'm going to quickly demonstrate. Oh, one other thing I want to point out. With the Keurig, it's a little bit longer to make the coffee. When you turn it on, it has to go through a whole cycle of warming up the brewer and get it at the right temperature ready to brew. But with the Tassimo, you flip the button on, this is ready to go. You put your tea disc in and it's ready to brew. This one takes a little bit longer. You have to go through the cycle of having it warmed up. Also, the actual footprint of this, you can see this is much larger. It takes up way more counter space than what the Tassimo does. The Tassimo is just, for an old machine, it's just so compact and neat looking. It takes up very little counter space. So I have a tea disc here. This is one of the brands I really like here, Jacobs. This is called a Cafe Crema. I'm going to put it in here, and just for anybody that has never seen how the actual Tassimo, it's kind of hard doing this from upside down here, how the Tassimo actually brews. You close that down. I'm going to demonstrate now what the coffee looks like when I go make it. So you push this button, and it's probably off. I probably had it on before, sorry. So let me open this here, close it again. The light is green. It's ready to go. Now watch when this brews. It's going to do it much differently. I don't even have a K-cup to demonstrate how the Keurig's going to brew it, because I just stopped buying the K-cups a while ago. Because like I said, since the Christmas holidays a few months back, I've only been buying the tea discs. So I've been using this and using my espresso machine. I've completely stopped using this. I'm actually going to pack it away today. But I want you to see how this brews. I want you to see the crema that it actually leaves behind here. Once again, I'm using a Cafe Crema, so it's going to leave that little bit of foam. The crema is the foam that you get in an espresso, and a lot of people, they like that. I don't know if it really does anything to the flavor, but visually it's very appealing. Where this is just basically you're looking at regular drip coffee. Can't really see what's going on from behind here, but yeah, it is. brewing nice. So you can see the richness of that coffee. I wish I had a K-cup to put in here just to show you the difference. It would just be black coffee. And you can see the steam coming up. So it does also a really good job of the heat. Everything is read off the barcode of the tea disc. And it's almost like this is like a computer inside here that you know, the barcode tells the machine exactly how to make the coffee, exactly how it should be made, from the temperature to the type of extraction, everything, the size, everything. So there you go. That's a Jacobs Coffee Crema. And again, I'm going to go back now to using the Tassimo only. I'm going to put away my Keurig. And when I want something really nice, I'll make myself an espresso or an espresso-based drink. But other than that, I'm definitely back to the Tassimo again. So I'd like to hear from anybody out there that has had experience using both of these machines, which one you preferred and which one you decided to use. Thanks for watching.